Greetings. I am the Elite Sun Goddess, the Goddess General, sharing my energetic signature with the globe. Today I'm going to do the message a little different because in my own time of meditation, Source gave me the information. So I'm just going to relay that information the best I can and be done with it. Royal Rising to everyone. I actually tried to record this message last night. However, I had recorded it and mysteriously my sound went off. It was cut off while I was recording the video. On both videos. Okay, so greetings. Spirit said your gifts, and this message is catered to the divine beings, light workers, star seeds, earth angels, angelic beings of light, and our ancestors that may not have been of the light, however, they stepping by you. So, Source said your gifts were hidden from humanity on purpose. The psychic gifts that you're coming online with, your clair abilities, telepathic abilities, remote viewing, seeing abilities, all those things were hidden from humanity until now. Osiris, the god of the afterlife, the underworld, and resurrection. Agriculture, particularly the Nile's flooding and the cycles of nature. This is what Osiris is associated with, okay? He was murdered by his brother Set, but brought back to life by his wife Isis, making him the first mummy and king of the underworld. And then we have here the inverted triangle, which represents the divine feminine principle, the water element, material world, and earthly temptations. And the manifestation of spirit into matter. In some contexts, such as alchemy, it represents the element of water and earthly materiality. Okay? On Google, this is the way that they had this, not the womb. I put this. This was the revelation I got from what they were trying to say. But they had it in these brackets and everything. And it says span class equals font minus bold span. With the little greater than, less thans, and all that right there, okay? However, the way I read it when I saw it, instead of them just saying womb, this is like a coding. So that might be significant for someone. This is like a code. Yeah, it's like a code. So the code for me, it said womb. Divine feminine principle represents the flesh. The divine feminine counterpart is fire, which is the divine masculine, which is spirit. So when we're looking at the inverted triangle, And then we look at Osiris. Now, this is how Spirit gave it to me. We're talking about divine masculine and divine feminine. Whether it's aspects within the self or this union. Because this is also talking about a union and your gifts that were hidden from humanity on purpose. This is what this union and the inner work you've been doing has brought you to. Okay? Divine masculine and divine feminine coming into union, sacred union. And this is the WorldStage Esoteric. This implies the global dissemination of previously hidden or specialized ideas, or the global presentation of such esoteric concepts. So I said, okay, Spirit, what you telling me is that the divine masculine and divine feminine, their counterparts, they have gifts that they are aware of. And in some cases, depending on what part of the journey you're on, this may not resonate until later. This may be resonating now. This could be something that resonated or you've already gone through, okay? You have to remember that energy is past, present, and future, and it's fluid, okay? It doesn't have gender. Tarot doesn't have gender. Energy doesn't have a gender. Okay, so when looking at this, we see that divine masculine, divine feminine have mission and purpose together. It's not just about the connecting on the physical, which is the divine feminine aspect of it. It's not just about that, but it is about that too, okay? It's more about the work that you all have been called to do before the world. Again, this is something that you either already know or you're coming into the knowledge of. Divine communication refers to the ways in which a divine or higher power is known to interact with and communicate with humanity. This includes direct speech, dreams, visions, written text, guidance from the Holy Spirit, and understanding self. 717 could be significant to someone. So, divine masculine and divine feminine, divine counterparts, divine unions, sacred unions. The work that you're going to do pertains to communicating information from source to humanity using your gifts. Now, on this journey, if you're at this particular place in the journey, you realize you've been living in a simulation. A simulation is the imitation of a situation or process, the action of pretending deception. So, pranks could be a simulation, all right? The production of a computer model of something especially for the purpose of study. All this is simulation. And what I thought was peculiar while I was looking this up, some of the quotes in particular, okay? It said, simulation of blood flowing through arteries and veins. I said, stop it, because I picked up a lot of energy from these quotes, right? Clever simulation that's good enough to trick you. That's pompous. That was the first thing my spirit said, right? Then it was, the method was tested by computer simulation. And I said, yep, and the seers see you. Whoever that, oh, okay, I got something else too that I wrote down that Spirit told me. This is just real quick aside from this. This was a channeled message I had got earlier. And for whoever this is for, you're going to know exactly what this means. But it says, a gay friend female both ways. And I know that you already knew. Somebody's phone is ringing. So, my apologies. Get up. Okay. So, when you realize you woke up into this, well, you actually are experiencing and conscious of experiencing the simulation. You begin to start working with your angel spirit guides and ancestors and, you know, with the unseen. Angel Mibahaya is associated with intellectual lucidity, morality, and spiritual clarity. Okay? She's the guardian for those born December 15th through the 19th and those born during specific times, 6 p.m. to 6:20. Okay? So you start working with your spirit guides, ancestors, and way showers, and galactic family. You're realizing you're a galactic being, and you're here for purpose, and you just want to, whatever it is the Most High wants you to do, you want to operate in that purpose. So now you're realizing that you possess magic. And magic is the power of influencing the cause of events by using mysterious or supernatural forces. Now, magic. That's such a taboo. That's a taboo word. But we use magic every day. Every single day we use magic, whether you want to admit that or not, or whether you're just not aware of your own magic. Okay? We use the magic. When you realize the power within self, you understand the power that you have to influence and narrate your own life. You don't allow people to give you a narrative of your life anymore, and then you follow the script. That's the simulation. You break free from that. You realize you're sovereign, and you operate in your and govern yourself within your own authority, along with the morals that you possess. One to always help others. This is the higher purpose, the higher calling that you have. And this message is not for everybody. Everybody's not going to sit in this position. So when you realize, okay, you're a little magical, you don't abuse it. This is why the Most High allow you to possess and embody this power, okay? For New Earth. You say, okay, well, trustworthy. That looked like trust broken. Because originally, when you realize that you are a part of a simulation, you don't trust nothing no more. Because now you're seeing, okay, well, this was a lie, that was a lie, that was a lie. Basically, you're realizing your whole existence, people been telling you lies that go from the school systems, family, your church, clergy, leaders, religious leaders, everybody telling the lie. That's why you got to search the truth for yourself and discover who you are. When I looked at it, I wrote, look again. trustworthy. The word is not broken. It just appeared that way. Which brings me to this. The faith. 9, the numbers 9 could be significant. It says, not everything is as it may seem. Be cautious, dear one, for there is a story beneath the tale. Which brings me back to that channel message that Spirit told me to give about a gay friend female goes both ways. And Spirit told me to title it because I thought I was going to do a message on it. Spirit told me to title it, You Always Knew. So whoever that message is for, things are not always as they appear. Now, we moving over into the firmament, or you're recognizing the faith in mind power, a firm, unwavering place in consciousness. The firmament is in the midst of the waters, is an idea of confidence or faith in the invisible. This is the firmament, your mind. When you reach this place on your journey, when you have faith in mind power, okay, and you start exploring your gifts, and okay, now you are actually operating and practicing and working with the gifts that have been revealed to you, and you're starting to open up more, and your gifts are coming online, and you are operating in your enough node. We're in celestial alignment now. Everybody's not going to make it here. But the goal is on Earth School to get in alignment. You get the wild card once you're in celestial alignment. And I heard this, I kept hearing, you can have whatever you like. Right? I kept hearing all that stack so dick. I kept hearing that. That's the wild card. That's what you put yourself in alignment for. Infinite abundance. Angel number 88. Abundance, prosperity, and spiritual growth. Now you officially entered the divine matrix. You're manifesting your highest timeline that this love story is a part of. Ready for success? That's the question. Divine counterpart bringing in balance. Your spiritual spouse, indeed, he is, or she. Divine sacred union. And I'm pulling these like this because this is the way Spirit gave it to me, okay? This divine sacred union leads to expansion. Jupiter. Big things popping. Little things stopping. This is the power that you realize you possess. Lucid dreaming. Now we're going to break this down because you do have those that'll say, oh, you only can lucid dream when you're asleep. Yeah, you lucid dream when you sleep. But I'm lucid dreaming every day, all day, if you ask me. The word lucid, to express clearly, easy to understand, bright or luminous. Okay? That's lucid. Dream. A succession of images, ideas, emotions, and sensations that occur involuntarily in the mind during sleep. That's the part where the ones who said, oh, you only can dream, lucid dream while you're asleep. Yes, that's one way to do it. This is what I'm referring to. Dreams can also refer to a state of mind marked by abstraction or a vision. So I can clearly express clearly my vision, and I'm lucid dreaming. Trusting my intuition with my gifts. So, divine masculine, divine feminine, divine beings coming together in your unions, your sacred unions. Trust your intuition. The only way you are going to be a master at your craft and using your gifts is when you actually do it. It requires practice. You have to practice using your gifts in order for them to work. And for you to be aware of what's actually taking place. You know, self-awareness. To close what I'm saying, I'm going to just say, divine masculine, divine feminine. Divine masculine, divine feminine. You have a work. To use your gifts to create the magic within the simulation that puts you in the divine matrix. So you can have whatever you like. I am the elite sun goddess, the goddess general. I'm master and I self-lord. Ashe, Allah say.